From the moment the alarm rings, we are sprinting. Our days are sliced into these tight, unrelenting schedules, dictated entirely by the ticking hands of the clock. Step outside, and the rush only magnifies. You navigate crowded sidewalks and dodge aggressive drivers at intersections, all while trying to beat the sudden downpour of rain. Beneath all this movement is a quiet, constant anxiety. No matter how fast you move or how efficiently you plan, there are simply never enough hours in the day to get everything done. That daily pressure gives rise to a universal daydream. What if you could step outside the rush and hit pause on reality? Gaining absolute control over the flow of time feels like the ultimate key to human freedom. If you could freeze the world, you would finally have the space to breathe. Imagine it happens right at noon. The noise cuts out, the city gridlocks. Every falling raindrop suddenly hangs completely motionless in the air. You can step off the curb and wander straight through a frozen intersection. You can weave safely between stationary cars and inspect those suspended beads of water up close. For the first time in your life, you aren't rushing to the next obligation. You now possess absolute ownership of every passing second, with no rules to hold you back. But as you walk through this silent city, a strange reality sets in. You haven't just paused the morning commute or the bad weather. You have halted the fundamental mechanics of the universe. A total cessation of time severs your every connection to physical reality. To understand what a truly frozen environment looks like, we have to zoom down to the microscopic level. Time is a measure of movement and change among the basic building blocks of matter. If time stops, oxygen and nitrogen molecules lock tightly in place. Breathing becomes impossible. Light requires time to travel. If photons halt mid-wave, absolute blindness is instantaneous. Sound relies on moving particles. With them rigidly frozen, the universe goes dead silent. To even explore the scenario, we have to cheat. We have to grant ourselves a hypothetical sci-fi immunity, allowing us to see, hear, and breathe while the rest of the world remains locked down. Even with that immunity, the rigid laws of physics turn the ultimate fantasy of unlimited time into a literal, suffocating darkroom. If you survive the physical reality, you still have to survive the isolation. Days turn into weeks, and with absolutely nothing changing around you, the passage of time becomes impossible to track. You try speaking to your friends. You reach out to touch your family members. You look for any flicker of recognition in their eyes, but they are frozen statues. There is no laughter to break the silence. No one smiles back at you. Every action you take falls flat because there is zero reciprocal movement to meet it. A human mind is built to process new information and react to social cues. Stripped of new experiences and entirely devoid of interaction, the isolated brain begins to lose its grip on sanity. Human survival requires an active ecosystem of change and interpersonal connection. The horrifying stillness of a frozen world reveals a difficult truth. When a moment never ends, its inherent value evaporates. Infinity strips away the weight of our experiences. Think about the milestones that carry the most emotional weight. The fading colors of a sunset, a birthday celebration, watching a child's first steps and seeing them grow up. Those experiences only exist because the present moment is being destroyed to create the future. They rely entirely on the mandatory passage of time. A moment of wonder. Then the stasis breaks. A single bead of water finally gives way. Gravity takes hold, and it shatters against the pavement. The wind rushes back in, and the world snaps back to life. The noise, the crowds, and the constant rush now appear miraculous. All that chaos is simply the sound of a world that is alive and changing. The movement of the clock acts as the vital engine, creating the very experiences we cherish. We hold on to our memories, our families, and our achievements because we know we only have them for a specific window of time. Time is not something we lose. It is something that gives meaning to everything we love.